I've worked in restaurants in London with Michelin stars. One in particular had 1 star, and then the other one that had 3 star. Where I work at the moment, it's 100-bedroom hotel. We've got an a la carte restaurant that sits 90, and we've got a brasserie that sits 70. It's enjoyable. It's a real sense of reward. First, I'm going to add to the ratatouille some of the fish and some of the veg stock.
So what does that do? Why do you add that?
Because it's a obviously because it's a fish dish. There's vegetables there, and it's going with a fish dish. It just concentrates that flavour. So this is the ratatouille just warmed through, and this has got the veg stock and the fish stock through it.
And what's in the sauce?
And the sauce is red peppers, basically poached red peppers, again done in a fish stock. And then it's just pureed. I've added a little bit of the veg stock to it as well. It just finishes the dish and just helps the sauce hold together a little bit. My job is everything. How many times have I woken up at 3 in the morning and scribbled an idea down? You go crazy, trying to find the next thing, trying to better yourself, better your team. You just become obsessed. You live it, breathe it, and you use, as I said, you use all your 5 senses, and God, it's everything. There's a few of us that eat out. There's 4 or 5 chefs, and we will pick somewhere once a month and go and eat. If we all order one thing different, we've got 10, 15 ideas. I think chefs are just on that constant quest for knowledge. I've got a week off and I go to France to do a stage in a restaurant. And it's a famous restaurant, and I'm lucky to have got the invite to go and play in somebody else's restaurant for a week, to come back with probably thousands of ideas, to learn some things that I can pass on to my guys in the kitchen. The whole food trend at the moment is going back to classic cooking. Simple dishes served in a modern way. We've got some fantastic ingredients in this country, and we don't always abuse that enough or demand it. Every raspberry, we taste one. Every strawberry, we taste one. Every baby carrot, when we get deliveries, we climb all over the stuff until we're happy that what we've bought is what we require. There's lots of things that motivate me. One is obviously a happy dining room. Happy customers come back. I don't want them to think just that it was about food. I want them to buy and subscribe to the whole memory. I've got a shoulder of lamb that's braised in the veal stock for about 3 hours. So just normal shoulder of lamb. I've got some button onions and thyme, which is going to go into veal stew. The veg has just been poaching in the veg stock. So it's just a twist on dishes that are already happening out there, which some of the big London restaurants are doing. For the little ones like us, we can as well. This is the veal stock, as I mentioned, with the thyme and the button onions. I stumbled across Chef by accident. I went to work for a friend at a hotel, and he had these sauces on the stove, reduced down, and they'd all been coloured and clarified and been passed, and I genuinely assumed they were his. There are only a few suppliers that get to come in the back door unannounced. And those ones are always quite specific and to the point. There are lots of different reasons I use culinary aids. The first one would be volume. You think of doing a banquet for 300-400, you might need 3 or 4 stock pots. To have those on the stove for 4 days takes up 1 whole stove during the week. Just can't do it. A culinary aid for a big banquet can be made an hour before. To make a stock fresh would be a wonderful thing. In reality, to make enough for 400, we just couldn't do it. There are sections of the industry that it's embarrassing to buy things in. There are other parts of the industry where you have to, because of the numbers, because of the staff shortages, because of the time constraints. You have to, and for me it fits into what it is I'm trying to do and believing in what I'm doing. They're almost as good as anything I could make from scratch. And that's important to me.